Hello friends, I'm going to tell the story in English language written by my friend. My friend belongs to different generation. Besides, he's an American, so his writing is very good, and for me everything he tells is very interesting. He has PhD in oceanology, and I will start the story now, his short story. Now I will try to tell Zoe about my love life, with frankness and I hope with good taste. Some of the feelings I try to describe will sound strange. They were. For the sake of honesty, my story begins with disappointment and feelings of inadequacy. As much as I was attracted to girls, by age 12, I was socially awkward. This began with my clumsiness in athletics. That would be baseball and American football. And among boys, fighting for dominance and some form of honor, that was. There was nothing wrong with my body, but my brain reflexes were slow and non-aggressive. Reading and schoolwork were easy for me. Unhappily, these abilities brought no respect. Aggressiveness was respected and being tough. Years later, I realized that these were the qualities needed to survive in war and prison. Also, these were the qualities promoted in war films and Western films. In the immediate post-war years in Central Texas, movies and church were the main entertainment. School was not considered fun. Movies and church were the main entertainment. School was not considered fun. In high school in the 1950s, what the boys wanted most was to get laid. I will avoid using this crude slang term again. To have sex is better. Well, for me, for Russian, I don't know which one is better. Actually, for most boys, it was enough just to talk about it and not to be labeled as a virgin. If only at age 16 I had possessed the wisdom to ignore the taunts and opinions of other people. Boys were expected to pressure the girls. Girls were not supposed to go all the way until marriage. Need I point out that there was a large gap between what boys wanted and what girls needed? Girls at that time in history, as in most of human history, had very few choices. If they did not find a stable man who was also a good provider, their life could be ruined. Ruined in inverted commas and good provider in inverted commas, a few things, but you will understand. When I began university, Ivy League, 1956, we considered ourselves young men, not boys. Young men were not supposed to be virgins. Truthfully, there were many liars among us. The only sure way to have sex was to get married, an easily available option, which generally meant children immediately. I was terribly ashamed to be labeled a virgin, but I had grown up among good girls who did not go all the way, or so I believed. Where did a young man find the girls who would do it? I had no idea. In fact, they were all around me. In 1960, I entered physics graduate school at a major state university. The first horror I encountered was most of my fellow students were married and had children. Their wives kept close watch on their husbands while they earned our degree. It was not about science. Our degree between husband and wife, they say our degree. It was not about science, but about a comfortable middle-class position. Where was the excitement of research? What kind of life choice was this, bringing babies into the world before you were prepared for your career? I was quickly attracted to a young woman named Claudia. She and I did a lot of kissing and caressing, but we never went all the way. She was very clear. she would have marriage and children. I was less clear, and I needed time to realize that I did not want children at all. I wanted some sort of adventure, to experience the world, to learn other languages. I refused to be tied down to a job and family at age 22. It was just, no, I was just the age to be drafted and sent to America's futile war in Vietnam. I managed to avoid that war, and now I will skip some years in this narrative. Okay, this is the part I wanted to publish. Thank you. I skipped one paragraph and then I decided to finish a few paragraphs here. After some new adventures and experiences, I taught college physics and learned the Spanish language. I learned to scuba dive and explored coral reefs. I found myself as part of an at-sea experiment in oceanography and meteorology. At-sea and undersea operations were a new world to me. I fell in love with Dawn, a biologist. She seemed to be the nice girl my mother always talked about and expected me to marry. We were married. She was hired as a biologist by the U.S. Navy. Fortunately, she had no more interest in children and family than I did. My story continues with an incident I have sent to my friend Zoya with the title Betrayal. Yes, friends, I have the story Betrayal by Robert a few years ago. About falling in love. This has happened to me exactly 4 times. Priscilla, Jacqueline, Dawn, and Celia. Now it seems to me that falling in love is a kind of insanity. I think I'm no longer capable of it. Thank you.